Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorion 111, and welcome back to Void Stranger. Since last time I've played through to Basement 30, I was surprised to see that in Memories, I still have the memories unlocked that we've unlocked. Um, and I still have one fragment like credited to me. So I guess that stuff carried over even after kind of like the restarts. And so that's interesting and noteworthy. The various places where I'd be able to pick up fragments have not existed, so it does seem like I've already permanently picked up the ones on the early levels. But the reason I came back here is I want to note that this statue is different, wonder what would happen if I were to put a staircase in front of it, and the only way I could possibly get the staircase moved in front of it involves moving some of these rocks, and so let's have a conversation, once again, with Tail de Lamia. And do I not talk here? I guess I have to talk from here. Here we go. My name is Tail. What's your purpose here? You tell her you're looking for a young woman. Which the first time I came through, I don't remember if I knew for sure who I thought it was going to be. A woman did pass by recently. She ran away screaming before I could get a good look at her. You could try catching up. Can't ensure that you'll end up in the same place. These walls defy reason. They're ever moving. Or so I've been told. Try not to shove those eggs too forcefully. They are close to hatching. I know what you're thinking, but I didn't lay them. They simply fall from above every now and then. Sometimes I catch a few and see what will come out of them. And if you listen closely, you can hear their thoughts. It's so exciting. Try it. Maybe you'll be able to hear them too. Hear their thoughts? I don't know that I've ever just like stood next to them for a while. So I'm just going to stand here and see if I hear anything. Alright, I've stood here for more than 60 seconds and I haven't heard anything other than nice music. Pushing them too forcefully. Other than pushing repeatedly, I'm not sure what I could try to do. And I'm not sure how many times would be pushing them too forcefully. Is there anything else I can think of that would be pushing them too forcefully? That's pushing on you. I could try to push them via the statue, which also can't go anywhere because it's backstopped against another egg. And this is basically the same thing I was doing in the other spot. And unfortunately, I can't like push the same egg like back and forth on this level. Like I could push this one up or down, but then after that, like that's all the pushing I'm gonna get out of it, right? I don't see any other pushing I could do. I could drop an egg in a hole, but just the one. Is that worth anything to me? I think I've even tried it before. But I can do this. Do you have any comments about that? You ask her if she knows a different way forward. I've heard some floors have more than one exit, but they're hidden and only the remaining Void Lords know how to access them. You may be able to meet them if you venture deep enough. However, I doubt they'd be willing to share their secrets with you. And she's stuck here. And I have seen that text before. And then she goes on to tell the whole story of use. If I talk to her more... I really wonder about the eggs hatching. Push them too forcefully. Is there anything I'm not thinking of? Like, in terms of my movement vocabulary, I can move in 4 directions. I can pick up and put down. If I try to use pick up and put down, like standing in front of an egg or a rock or whatever these things are, that's all that happens. Have I tried to pick up this statue thing? I have. Nothing happens there. Alright, I think I'm out of ideas, and so I'm just gonna talk to her again. It's a long story. I mean, it's not terribly long. I'm not gonna read it aloud again. But we'll see if, There were 8 Void Lords. One of them named Use ruled over this spot. They were the Judge of Souls. Use was fascinated by sin. Would be giving me a poisoned apple a sin? That seems plausible. Use committed sin. The other lords couldn't decide what to do and got in a fight. Use was devoured, only a tiny piece slithered away, consuming stray souls that approached it. That's how you came to be. You should probably keep moving if you want to find the one you're looking for. Void Lords are one thing, but not all lost souls are quite as kind as you. You decide it's better to move on. Yeah, and there's nothing else I can get out of her. So... yeah, I'm not sure what to make of it. And I really thought maybe it was hinting at a mechanic here that I don't understand. Because we're really left with the mystery that there's this statue that I don't know how to interact with. Well, I exited the game to check my notes, and when I came back, it looks like I'm being judged again. I'm not sure if this will be the same thing we have seen. We have no hope and yet we live in longing. Is this the same thing I've seen before? 0 judge. And so it was talking about also like Use being a judge, potentially. Alright, prosecutor, yeah, defense. So what am I being justice charged with this time? Alright. Repeatedly succumb to lascivious actions. 21 times to be exact. So did I quit the game 21 times or something? I'm not sure. Such deeds would be appalling enough in the mortal realm. Alright, blah 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 blah. Yeah, my defense attorney is not helping. Lock him up, sis. Alright, what's happening this time? Stranger. How do you respond to these allegations? What have I done 21 times? I mean, just like quit the game after interacting with the level? Maybe? It seems like I've probably done it more than that. Every time I said guilty, I was able to just like keep moving on. Should I say guilty? Should I try out not guilty and see what they do to me? Let's try not guilty and see what they do to me. Very well. Continue your journey, stranger, towards your final condemnation. And now I'm just back here again at the start of this level. I don't know what to think of any of that. I'm worried that I'm accumulating, like, negative justice points or something. And if I do finally find a way to make progress, like, I will lose that progress as a result. But this is not a game where you can be confident in any such speculation, so I think I just won't worry about it. I'm not sure what to do, so for right now, I'm just going to advance. There was a shard memory thing I left on level 47. I want to see if it's still there, so I'll plan to meet you there. So I've made it back to basement 47, where there's a shard memory fragment thingy. How could I possibly pick it up? It could only be picked up from the south. There's already a guy 1 tile to the south. I need to be standing there facing north. When he steps off, he's going to break it, which means that tile's going to be gone. If there were also a piece of glass 2 to the south, I would not be able to move north into the square where the mouth monster is now. I think that means he can never move south. So I have to only move him east or west. I can't move him west because the only way to move him west would be me standing to the west of him and he'd immediately kill me. So that implies I need to move him east at the start. However, in order to move him east, that involves me being east of him. And if I go east of him, I can be 2 squares to the east of him. I can, once again, get a mouse cursor here. I could be here, but I would have walked from here, and so I'd be cornered as he moves in to try to get me. So that also doesn't work. So something that I've expressed is wrong. So here's another possibility. He does move south once. He does break this. And somehow I come around from one side and replace that bit of glass. And then come around from another side and also replace the other bit of glass over there. I might be able to go up this way and replace this bit of glass. And then come here, come here, come here, and pick that up. Or I could have replaced it from here, yeah. So if I could get him to go south once, and then where? Remind me, if I go here, he'll go here. If I go up again, he'll come down again, and then we're really out of luck, I think. And it seems like it's impossible for me to get him to go south only once. Because once I step to the left, I can't step back to the right because there's a hole here. If I go up or down or bang against the walls, I'll still be in this column and he'll come 2 squares toward me. Which means this one's also going to be broken, which is the one I needed to approach to put one of these back from the south. And therefore the puzzle's impossible. Alright, well I've got 14 chances, I guess, to screw this up, so let's start taking some of them. I feel like this is the only set of moves that I can start with that possibly ever does anything. But I haven't picked up any pieces of glass. And so it already looks very bad. If I pick up a piece of glass here in front of me, it'll just cut me off. So my options are to swing around this way and pick up this piece of glass, which I would be able to place here, but then I wouldn't be able to turn to face north to try to pick this up. Or I could go here, pick up this piece of glass, make a left turn, drop that off here, but then I can't go north to pick that up. Yeah, I really don't see anything. And so just to demonstrate one of them again, I can do this and I get a piece of glass to the south. But if I step onto it, I can't turn and face to the north and then try to pick up the shard. And I currently don't have anything picked up. If I did... Oh, do I pick up the shard by breaking the glass underneath it? I guess when I pick up the floor underneath it, I thought I was picking up the shard, but maybe all I'm doing is causing the shard to drop into the void or not be sitting on solid ground, and that gets it into my inventory, and so that's all I needed to do. And so if I do this, yeah, it credits me with the shard, and so now I'll have 2 instead of 1, right? Memories. Yes, it says 2 in the upper left. So... I learned a new mechanic. You don't have to pick up the shards. You just have to remove the floor that they are sitting on top of, which might involve breaking glass underneath them or picking it up with your staff. Okay, so I learned something. That's good. There's at least one bit of progress in this episode. So it's probably been only a moment for you, but it's been a bit of time for me because I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do next. Which just had me kind of reviewing my notes again. And one of the things that I was thinking about was I wanted to get to basement 223 because when we got as deep as we'd ever gone, we got to basement 222, and when we hit the exit, we ended up at basement 224. And I didn't think too hard about that at the time, but it kind of implied the existence of a basement 223. And basement 224 is then kind of like where we ended up kind of like going off into the bad ending. But I went back. I'll go ahead and share a screenshot of basement 222. And I was thinking, why was it that it skipped ahead to 224? Was something bad already happening? Or is there a new mechanic at play that I didn't realize? And in basement 222, this might be the first time that we've ever gone through an exit that was south of 2 open spaces, south of a dark idol. And when I went back and reviewed the video, which I think was in episode 13 of descending through basement 222, there's actually a subtle animation that played just as I entered the stairs. So I think possibly, in addition to the mechanic that we know of, which is stairs directly south of the Dark Idol send you back to the beginning, maybe stairs 1 or 2 or 3 south of the Dark Idol do something else and skip you levels. And so that's the next thing I feel the need to test. And so I'm going to go find the next Dark Idol that I can encounter and try to test all of that stuff. And I forgot about this strange creature on basement 51. Let's just try to interact one more time. A strange creature. Better leave it be. And if I try to bump it, it just makes a sound like that. Oh, it's the same sound that Tail made on basement 30. When I bumped into her body. So that's... I don't know if that's noteworthy, but I'm noting it. When we were previously on basement 58, was that fish thing up there? I don't feel like it was. And so just in case that's important, I now feel the need to build over to it. See if I can interact with it. Oh! A strange creature! And it turns around and it has like a weird eyeball. This is giving me like Environmental Station Alpha vibes now. Better leave it be. But this one I can talk to multiple times like that. Interesting. Okay. Were there... I'll have to go back and see if that creature didn't exist before. Could it be related to the memories I've accumulated? I'm not sure. There is a dark idol here that I could do what I wanted to do with if I can get rid of Ogre McBadface over here. So can I get rid of Ogre McBadface over here somehow? So I'm pretty sure he steps over stairs, and so I should be able to do this and get him stuck over there in the corner. And while he's hanging out over there... no, this doesn't quite do what I need. Oh dear, did I get myself stuck? No, because I can push the statue one over and I can do this. Great. And eventually I can get the statue back. So let's start working on that. First off, I need him out of the way so that I can build some more over here. Yeah, this is kind of a giant pain in the neck, but it's totally doable. He's just gonna walk across, that's fine. You hang out over there, that's fine. I need some blocks. And it's fine if you walk back over to the other side. So I wanted to push this out of the way because I want the stairs 2 below this thing. I'm currently on basement 59. So I want the Dark Idol sitting there, and then the stairs after 2 squares below it. And so I also want this guy to get trapped over here so he can't harass me anymore. So yeah, you just hang out over there. And then I need to move the stairs once I can get to where I'm putting them. Okay, this is all fine. So my goal was to have the stairs here. Oh, but I need a way to get to the stairs. Which means... I need this farther to the left still. So put the stairs back. The Dark Idol's gonna sit there, I'm pretty sure. Which means let's go ahead and push it part of the way so I can pick up some more useful blocks over here. And then the stairs, in order to get the stairs there, I need to pick them up and put them down over there. Then I'll have a way to walk to them. There we go. Ooh, okay. And then... perfect. This mimics the scenario we saw on basement 222, which is that the stairs are below an empty square, below an empty square, below the Dark Idol. I'm currently on basement 59. If I exit here, will it bring me to 60, or 61, or somewhere else? Let's find out. It just brought me to 60. So that kind of defeats that particular hypothesis. Rats. It's now later the same day for Brian. I've just been kind of reviewing more notes and thinking more things over. So, I skipped from basement 222 to 224. I imagine 223 exists. How could I get to it? One obvious way is to use a smirking statue to advance to it. Their last smirking statue before 222 was on 193, which means I would need 30 locust idols at 193 to go to 223. But that seems to be impossible, because on basement 143, there's a big head blocking the way, and the only way I know how to get past the big head involves going through a hole in front of a smirking statue, which consumes all of your locust idols, including infinity if you have infinity locust idols. Which means by the time I got to basement 144, I would be down to 0, and I'd have to get to 30 by basement 193, but there are only 16 locust idol chests in between then. I went and reviewed the video, and there were 16 chests between 144 and 192. So there can't get up to 30 that way. So either I need to find another way around the big head, which does seem vaguely plausible because there's probably other mechanics I'm missing, or you can't smirking statue past basement 222, and the answer to get past basement 222 is maybe just to get there with hit points. Getting there with hit points is tough because there are many, many difficult puzzles, and I will have, it sounds like at most 16 lives that I could spend down in the 180s, 190s, 200s, 210s, based on the locust idols that I've collected, to make any mistakes. Because it seems like if I try to use my cheese mechanic of exiting the game in order to restart or try to get more locust idols, then justice comes down upon me. And justice took away all the locust idols in the game when I was duplicating them. So I think that's where I stand right now. So I think the next thing I need to do is to get to basement 143 and see if there's another way to get around the big head, or if anything happens between now and then. So before the next episode, my plan is just to try to get there and start there, and we can experiment with that on camera together. So I'm going to say, I hope as always that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon for more Void Stranger, where hopefully we'll be able to find a way to make some progress. For now, bye-bye.